All right. We're back for another stream. Um, so we're going to be looking at today's events. I've already completed a few of them as soon as I woke up and logged on. The one that I did was the Unity one, and it was simple to complete by just using the contribute because I like to get rid of some of this para is what all the time or some of these. Have been putting some of this out, but I'm going to use a bunch of it today. So, also what I did is because I wanted to see how close I would be on making a third upgrade on the Krishna. I did these two, and I didn't spend any money. That's going to be the good thing about this week. Maybe the only thing I'll purchase is the Treasury. Uh, I think I got enough crystal inside these choice rewards to maybe do that one. I was really would love to do these, but there's no way I'm going to get that much parts. I can't even if I bought a pack. I'd have to spend at least $300 probably if I wanted to make this upgrade, and that's not what I want to do there. So uh, I'm gonna have to let that one be next week's upgrade. But I do have some other stuff I can upgrade. The leaderboard event is a cross server leaderboard events, and those are usually the meh ones. But we do have some good rewards in this one. 100 quasi uh, shards that would probably upgrade a lot of people, but I'm on the last tier. That would just make a good little dent. But this is what's the most valuable right here. Too bad you can't use those to purchase more quasi, but he's not in one of those packs that uses those. So he's in the other one, the one for the actual arc. I mean, this version of the arc. Those tokens for this is for tokens for the big officer uh, acquisition thing in there. But I mean, I can use it on Mirror Picard. I can use it on a whole bunch of other things. Um, so they'd be it's worth for me to try to pursue. I'm not going to spend any money on it. Like I said, the only thing I plan to purchase this week is the battle pass. I'm not the battle pass, but the treasury, and I need about 170 hostiles to unlock it. Usually I've done this way before, but like I said, it was a long week at work, and I did some of it on stream on Thursday night when I woke up. Some of y'all didn't know that I had another AFib attack, and I didn't go to work on Thursday night. And when I woke up around 10 o'clock, after taking my medicine, I came up here and streamed for about 4 hours. Then went back to sleep and slept until time to go to work. Excuse me. Kind of when that happens and I have to take that extra medication, it kind of gets usually either on the next day or the next day after. It gives me kind of like a hangover effect. I'm kind of feeling that today. A little bit tired and stomach's kind of messed up a little bit, and uh, but it is what it is. All right, so let's dive into some of these events. Oh, first let's go ahead and see if we get enough crystal. I would like to be able to split this between that and do a upgrade on the 70 uh, ship. So I'm not going to go here and just spend all of it on crystal if I don't have to. I saved all my last pull in the battle pass, and then when we got that bonus battle pass, I bought that, and I didn't spend any of the tokens up here, so I've got them all. So I should be able to do both. I should be able to do both. Let's keep kind of running track. We'll go back here and check the. So it's going to leave me with 2 till I'm to tier 16 on the Kretschna. And tier 17 is what you're really wanting to do because it will unlock the next tier on one of my cubes. And then the final tier will unlock the last tier of the cube. That's where you're seeing these 160s out there. That's all right. So let's see how close are we? Okay, we're about halfway there. I think we're going to be at least to be able to do this one. I don't know, maybe now. I don't think I'm going to be able to get both of them done, but I'll pull an ore thing here. Let's wait. Before I do that, let's go in here and see if this go into the refinery and see if there's a pull left in the over here on this. No, I'm 3 hours away from that. 3 hours 45 minutes. Okay. So maybe towards the end of the stream. Let's see. I'm trying to think where else there's some 5 hours before I can make a pull in here. These are parts. Okay. I'm trying to think where else there would be some. I already made some pulls this morning in the X Borg. I'll show you where those are. So if you're not doing those right now, it's a good place to source parts, especially for us. Okay, for the G6. Okay, these two right here. You can see I did these this morning as soon as they were available. And also there's some in here as well. So I did both of those pulls and that one this morning before I went to sleep, hoping I would get some crystal. I can't remember if I got any or not, to be honest with you. All right. We need to do some of these today because I'm low on the loot again. Because I need to make, let's see, I need to make a solo armada pull. Do some of these, do this artifact. I think we probably can still do the artifact now. Okay, that gets that out of the way. But I'm low enough that I can't make my officer pulls. So I'm gonna go and do another round of those. And those don't need okay, let's see. Every little bit helps. Tribute. Wonder why my federation. Did I pull out already? No. Yeah, I guess I did. I don't remember doing it. Okay, let's do this help forever. And see, I liked it when you could go in there and individually choose who you wanted to help or not, just not a generic one. All right, so this right here has been the hardest thing to tier up. I'll get some of these for the treasury, but it won't be enough to make an upgrade. I'm probably about 3 treasuries from being able to take this to 69. All right, so let's look at the events. There's one event I know that I'm not going to be able to do on these. Oh, that's something else. We're still in the event store. There's one of these cons challenge that I don't think you can complete unless you spend money because it's I'll read this. I'll read the things, it's all priority one, which those are the new missions. Because we'll see if it scores. I'll pull. We'll do some in here. I don't think any of the regular ones are gonna score anything. Traits didn't score. Already tried that. So I think this was a spend event because the only what I mean by that, the only way you're going to be able to get enough speed ups to be able to do enough in that time period, because they only give you one, two, or maybe there is a thing where you can get a third one, but still, that's not enough to do it. So let's go and see if we can. Uh, okay, we can do that. That's not going to pull anybody off my ships. Start it. I should have a bunch of these. Okay, let's do this. See if it scores in the event. And I'm pretty sure that it didn't. Okay, let's do one where we get a critical success to see if that makes it. I couldn't believe that one didn't give me a critical success on it, but okay, start it. What's going on here? Okay, let's go off of it. Some kind of glitch. Report. Oh gosh. Okay, I'm gonna clear the localization. I love it when it has a glitch in the main, one of the main things you need to do for the art, for the art event, That's that's wonderful. All right, let's go into it and see. That's what we should have seen there. So I'm gonna use some of these 12-hour ones. Okay, so we're gonna look and see. Again, I didn't see anything pop up on it. It looks like this Cons Challenger is a solid spend event, because the only way you're going to be able to use these, I'm gonna look and see if there's anything else you can do. Critical success on these different missions, and there's not. So the only way that you're going to be able to compete in the missions if you got a S load of speed ups. And you know what? The only way you can get them is there are a couple of pulls, but they don't give you enough to do a mission. You have to do like 3 of these pulls to get enough speed ups to be able to. What am I doing? But they are selling the solution in here, as they always do. Let's see, where's it at? I saw it in here. Now that right there is for the tokens. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for speed ups. Let's see if we can find them. I know they're in here. I saw them in here a while ago. Okay, limited time. See, now this is really the only, if I was going to spend any money, this is the only thing I would spend. But as you can see right here, it only gives me 20,000 of those parts, and I need 80,000, So, I mean, we'll get multi-phase credits that will help out too. So you're looking probably 3 of these. This one and 2 of the regular ones. I'll take that back because you can only get one. Okay, I don't see the speed ups in here. They should have been in one of these. Let's look one more time. I might have missed it. These are the tokens. That's a good amount of tokens right there. Might could get you do some major damage on those researches, but that's not what we're looking to do. Okay. So they're not even selling. Well, I swear I saw those speed ups in here. Maybe it was this morning before the arc. I mean, before the event reset. Okay, so we got tokens, tokens. Okay, nope. So there is, they can't even buy your way with it. Well, that's good. So that means that most people are not going to be able to complete it. So that one, I know they usually, last time they did extra events, so that'll be just one that I won't do. We'll see how many days as you get for this one. 1 day? You got to be kidding me, man. There's no way. No, how is anybody gonna? How is anybody gonna be able to complete that? You know what I'm saying? How is anybody gonna be able to? Because, like I said, you don't have the speed ups to do it, and that's the only way you're gonna be able to win it. All right. And of course, they got an event that goes. Well, this is for research though, which we may do some here. I'm gonna look and see if I made a couple of pulls and got some of that loot today. Let's look and see if we can do any of it. There's a couple things I could do, but I'm kind of waiting to do one of this one here. And what do I need? Oh, I'm about a week from being able to do that one, which is okay. I've got most of the stuff that I'm going. I'll show you what I'm going to finish on here. Of course, all these are going to be done, and then I'm going to finish the shred one. I'm going to go over here and get these favor one finished as well. Um, it gives you a lot of stuff in there. It gives you some of this loot. It gives you the galactic recruit tokens. You use right now. I'm getting like a pull and a half every day. So every other day I get two pulls from that. So that's a good deal, especially for as good officers that are in that pack. Let's see, what is this? This one unlocks another priority chance to unlock a priority assignment spawns for. Okay, all right. I'm not gonna do that because, like I said, thought if I had a chance to finish the event, then that might be something I might go do right now. But I'm not gonna do it. Okay, so also I need to look and see if there's any research in here I can do. I think the ones I need to do all need ore, so it's gonna go against me upgrading my ship. These are particle ones that don't count for the event, so I'll do those during the week. What does this need? This one needs crystal, which I need for my ship. So that's the rub on a lot of these. They're using the same stuff that you need to do other things with. The same thing. All these are ore related, I think. Yep. And same thing with this one, but I've got to unlock those other ones first. What does this need? This one needs ore as well. Dang, I need to get something to drink. Throat's getting a little raspy. Yeah, what I'm drinking today, I got some. It's out of like the Simply line of juices. Um, they first came out with the orange juice, and they started expanding with other juices. I love the peach juice. That strawberry juice is good. And I decided to try for the first time. The first time I've seen it on the shelf at my grocery store is the Simply Grape. Not bad. It's not, like getting Welch's or whatever. It's kind of, it doesn't have it's not as strong as Welch's or something. I don't know if I'd want to drink a whole uh, cup, like the size of the cup that I'm drinking right now, of Welch's grape juice, but this is pretty good. All right, let's see. What I used to like to do with grape juice when I was a kid is put it in the ice tray and freeze it, and then make kind of pseudo popsicles out of it. I don't know, for some reason, frozen, man, it gave it another whole another level. I'm gonna look and see if I got any pulls. I don't think I do. No. All right, so that event's out. The next event in this con thing, I think, is a hostile one of some sort. That's what it's been doing. Well, that's the depot stuff. Okay, let's go to the challengers. Oh, it's an Armada event. Dang. Okay. Which one? Fed? Oh, great. Okay, you got to have on the bridge, dash, and all these three. Then you need Odo. Okay, so we're going to, okay, get our cube. I hope my solos, I hope my solos score for it. I don't want to do the other ones. This might be a day I skip because I know there's an extra day worth of events. So we need, okay, let's go lower deck. That might be easier. A group. So we need her. She does have a captain ability. The other one, too, I don't think will. Okay, we're going to have Vial, of course, is going to be down there. We got to have Tolly on the side and Gwen DeMarco on the other. That's what, as I was reading right. And we got to go, I'm going to go back and look and see who else we need below deck. So we got that set up. Challenges. We already finished that champion event. No. Okay, that's the champion events. We already finished those. Challengers. Here it is. All right, let's see who else we need. We need Val, Odo, and E. Troy. Okay. I think I might already have E. Troy below. No, I don't. This is not, wasn't a setup for. Okay, so we'll pull these out. Let's go lower deck. Find E. Troy. There she is. Find Odo. He's like way back here. Missed him somehow. There he is. Okay, so now we're going to look for other Armada officers that we normally would put on here. One of them's going to be Torres for sure. I guess we could go with Paris too. Make it easy. All right, so we're going to jump into this and see if this scores. If it does not, then I don't feel like doing regular armadas. And I don't know if I have directives. If I do, I have very few. Only federations, you don't waste anything. All right. So let's go in here and I think this is where we need to go. I don't usually do them with Federation very often. But I'm pretty sure that's where we need to go. Of course, they do that right after an Armada event that we just had, like on Thursday. So I've got 6 starts. Let's see if it scores. Okay, why is it? Oh, there we go. Okay, that did score. Let's go another one. Well, the latest news is we have two of the or two of the alliances we're at war with surrendered. And the problem is they gave them no real reprimations for uh, no real consequences for declaring war on us, which that bothered me a lot. Just, oh yeah, they quit. They don't want. They gave up. I'm like, well, so what we get for uh, reparations? And they're like, what? What do we get for reparations? I said, starter, did y'all tell him the admiral he had to step down? And they're like, no. I said, what would it? If you would have consulted me, I would have said the terms would have been he has to step down and they can't have any territory for uh, 30 days. They got to drop what they got and they can't have any for 30 days. But nah, too. Let's see what happened. We were at war with 3 alliances. So this one alliance decided they were going to jump in and uh, interfere with our war with the other alliance, you know. So they should have to pay dearly for declaring war against us. And they didn't really pay anything, but we give up. Okay, we'll take the we'll take the kill off of you, and that's kind of bull crap. Don't know if I'm gonna get that in before. Didn't. I should have been paying attention to that. We'll get two of these. Okay, see, sometimes it does that. If you do it and you end up doing two things at the same time. So I think it actually counts, but you just don't see it because now it won't let me kill that thing. Okay, we got one more, and it looks like it didn't. It didn't proc it unless I already did. Unless I finished it, which I don't think I did. Didn't look like I had enough loot. All right, let's see if we did. Let's go into cons champion events. Oh, no, that's the wrong thing. We need to go to. That's stupid that they named something so close together. Let's see. It's cons challenges. Here we go. So I got two more to do. I may have. Let's see what. I guess it doesn't really matter. It's not. Does it taking damage is what it's defeat. So it's defeat. So I haven't. I thought it was spinning the directives. It's defeat. So we'll see what happens when this one. We'll probably make it to where we only have one left. Did it already do it? Dang it. Okay, so let's go ahead and. I don't think I have enough. I'm going to take it up into the next system. I don't think I have enough to do a rare. But we'll look. Alright, come on, let's go up there and look. I'm certain I don't have an epic because I was up there mining yesterday and I looked. But we'll go up there and look. Right here's the last place you can port in this system. So I'll port up here and I'll set up my Kretschna so I don't have to sit there and travel all day long. We'll go up there and hit the rare if we got it. I'm thinking I don't. I made a full pull today, but it only gives you a half, and I can't remember if I have used one since. Okay, let's see. Do we have a start? No, we're short, which I thought we were. All right, send this one back. So now we're going to have to take the cube into regular, probably go into 5-star and see if I got any directives. I may have a few uncommon, and we'll see if that scores for it. And then we're going to decide what else we're going to do for the for this other event. Okay, so we got the one that we can do done. We got I already chose my particular event, which I'm going to get ore because it has the stuff that I need the most in it. I ought to look and see if there's one that I can do. Just got the Vindicator. Where do those hostiles to upgrade it? Okay, the Vindicator. The Vindicator is a support for armadas. There is no hostiles to upgrade it. Grade it. They have an event. Um, let's let me go down here. They have an event every Thursday where you can get stuff loot for that store. That's really the only place that you can that I know you can source Vindicator parts is during that event on Thursday. It gives you this loot right here, and you can use that loot to keep this going. So the thing is, you don't even need the Vindicator to score in that event. If you don't have it, I don't know if you get it anyway. But you have to wait till Thursday is what I'm saying, because then you'll get the event and you'll be able to score some of this loot. But there's no other way to get the loot in the game. That was how ridiculous that. I think it was either the second time or the first time they did that deal where they were asking you to trade parts for lat and points for the event. And one of the two of the ship, the first time they used the NX01, which a lot of people have done. So, some people didn't. That was crap for them, but a majority of the players that have played since who's gotten it since the arc are done with it. So that was a good way to dump some extra parts. But almost, I think it was the second iteration of that event. They put the Vindicator and they put the Eviscerator, the two hardest ships in the damn game, to upgrade, and they're wanting you to sell their parts, which are hard to come by. And I griped about it. I said, "Well, man, why are you doing this? Most people don't have that unless unless you're ready to spend a couple of $1,000 when the arc launched to tear that some sucker up. You're not done with that. So why would you sell the parts for the two hardest ships in the game to upgrade? But yeah, it that those two ships suck. And to me, the Vindicator really has no use in the game. I mean, there could be some of you guys who need like a second or third ship in your solos. Okay, but for people who got three decent ships to do solo armadas, it's not going to replace one of those. It's just not. It doesn't do a bad job, but the thing is that it uh it's an unnecessary ship is what I'm saying. And uh yeah, I did this. I unlocked it during the art because I wanted to compete during what I think whatever was. They had a good officer during that thing, and I wanted to get loot, whatever was in the loot store for it. Um, but I think going forward, unless I think the ship is very special. I'm not going to unlock these specialty ships anymore. I mean, that Reliant is a cool one trick pony, but is it needed in the game? I don't think so. I think you do just as good a job as getting your best warship, go to a place you can efficiently grind, get it all over with. But there is an attraction of loading up that Reliant, sitting in that system, just leave it up there to die and score all the loot. But yeah, the Vindicator is going to be hard for you to tear up unless you buy parts in the store, and they do a thing every week. Let's see, weekly offers. The Vindicator. Here we go. That's one sourcing that you can do for paying to upgrade it. But I don't know. I don't know if they'll do that or not. Scopely does its best to uh I think it got I got a weekly and a monthly done. Okay. Most of this stuff doesn't really help me that much, but I'll pull it anyway. Oh, it's got some 6-star in it now. I used to not have that. Well, I'll get some. Hopefully, I'll get some. I will guaranteed. It says. Okay, cool. That'll help me out. They must have recently upgraded this because used to it didn't have any 6G parts in it. Cool. I'll, but anyway, so let's see what's in here. I'm gonna recruit. Okay, we got one of those from that. Okay, well, the one thing is I get rid of all these right here as soon as I can pull them. But far as the let's see. Um, so you see, I got every officer in here finished. So there's no incentive to really, because they give me more patterns, which I'm drowning in those patterns right now. So I save these for the events that ask you to get officer shards. I'll come in here and make some pulls and finish the SMS or whatever with it. That's what I do with those. I just save them because they don't they if they had a way we could spend those transporter credits, I'd probably redeem them as soon as I acquired them. But I don't. I don't do that. I just I just pull the other one in. The other ones just basically give you officer experience, not for the common ones, not a bunch, but it gives you some. Let's see what we got here. That's my. All right, so let's repair it and we'll take it into. Okay, we already did. Okay, so let's go ahead and take it into regular sped space. Let's go. Go into the 5-star system. Let's see, where is it at? It's over here. All right, let's just go. I think Mullins has it. Yeah, they got armadas. Let's just go ahead and let it go. I'm not going to jump. I'm going to redo a quick refill. I started with Kirk, Spock 2, then went to Dies, went to all the officers and produced the hit. All right, man. So kind of go back. I missed some of y'all's comments. Let me see. I use Vent for use my older officers with it. Yeah, it's just kind of yeah, I mean, basically the event and buying them are the only way you can get parts for the Vindicator. Okay, there's a bunch of people in here. Of course. Who's all in here? Yeah, I gotta sit there going to fight for these stupid. That's the reason I didn't want to do this. So when these spawn, let's go to a different system. I didn't see any. I didn't see any requirement on levels. Yeah, I guess I could go in there and start popping them and them get the message to get out. Let's see. There's some there. I went to the 58, 59 system. Yeah, there might be some in the event store. Let's look. I didn't look. I don't ever use the event store for that. I usually just for officers. If there are ship parts in here, let's see if there's Vindicator ship parts. There's one for. See, the one that there isn't one in here, I know I've noticed last time too that here we go. Here's Vindicator parts. It's real expensive for only 565 of those parts. But the ones they don't have in here is a relativity. I don't know that I would use it on here, but that's the one that I'm working on right now as far as the gimmick ships go. Okay, so I got some options here. Let's see if I got a rare. No, I don't have enough for a rare. Okay, I got 8 of these. See if they score. So I think I need two armadas to finish it. Let's go back into the events. And here we go. This one. So I need 2 starts or 2 defeats. I'm hoping that it will score for this one. And I don't have to do just a rare. I need to go on my alliance, see if those dudes are doing anything. They did. They already ran some earlier. They were running some when I got up. I noticed it was Armada crazy. We'll speed it up and see if it scores. How do you get the parts for the rev? Just doing the loop. It's in the refinery. The rev's pretty easy to. Uh, you once you got it, once you got the deal, you'll be able to do these these armadas. There's a solo one and there's a group one, and it gets you loot for these 2 pulls. And once you do that, it gives you parts for the ship. But you gotta have the ship before you can do the you can actually do the armadas with your the group ones you can actually do without having the ship, but you got to have a strong ship and enough of those strong enough revs in there to carry the armada. Because even one of my biggest ships by itself, if I didn't have uh okay, I think that finished it. It sure did. Okay, so we're done with that. I'm pretty sure we'll go back and double check before we go off to something else. Okay, so we're done with that. Like I said, I don't. Let's see. We got 8. Let's look at this. We've got 8. 1,800 points. And I got 200 points for doing today's thing. So we got 8 days. So that's going to give us uh, 16 events at 2. So that gives us possibly, yeah, we'll be. I can skip it. I think I'll still be able to get this last, but because there's no way I'm spending money for for if I put it this way, it's a better deal if you're gonna spend $100 for this. You just say screw the event and go into the store and buy this because you're gonna get more tokens, and then you just get whatever you can earn. Okay, so I need to go. I got to figure out which hostel I want to grind the rest of these because I've got 57 more. I mean, 157 more to do, so I can open the treasury. But let's go ahead and finish what I started and before I got sidetracked. We're gonna go back here and see how many pulls we need to get that next reward or next upgrade on my ship. And then we're gonna focus on the ore for the rest of it because I would like to get at least one upgrade on that ship there. Yeah, my feet are hurting today. I didn't walk a lot. They kind of gave me a break because they knew that I had a heart thing the day before. But still, my feet are hurting today. How do I get the red parts? T. What? It's a TL 2 degrees. Time to upgrade. What? Oh, to upgrade it, you got. It's one that you scrap. It's kind of the Stella 2.0, but it's actually an easier deal. You don't lose your spot. But the thing you do, let's see, let's get it. Okay, let me finish this up. I'm sure I only need a couple more pulls. Okay. Come on. I'm gonna go take this thing down to 3,000 or 3,010. Okay, okay, well, I took it a little bit further than that. Okay, so we should be able to make that upgrade. How far? Dang. Oh, geez, I still got a long way to go. Looks like I'm going to use it all. I didn't want to do that, but I want to make another. And then we're going to look at getting all the ship part up efficiencies. What this does to you when you're a higher player, when you pass you're going to see something that's going to blow your mind here in a minute. Okay. All right, so let's do this. I wish they had a slider instead of having to do this over and over again. Because there are a lot of times where I would just come in here and for the crystal, I'll just come in here and just slide it out. Okay, let's do one more and see how close we are. Because like I said, I would like to have a little bit of ore left over for. Okay, we got our upgrade. Okay, and the rest we'll do an ore. Okay, so that leaves us. So I need 33,000 of that, and I need 80. So I guess really 74,000 more. Like I said, that would be at least 3 packs in the store. And you can see that when just a second, you're going to see, well, okay, I made this yesterday. I had grinded out the parts for it, this Dolodex or whatever. It's not a ship that I wanted going through here, but I had the parts to make it. And what I'll do sometime for events like especially ones when I don't want to spend any money, I'll make one of these lower ships and just sit here and pull excess parts that I got. And I might have enough to completely tear this thing out. They tear up. Cost me a little lat there. I guess I should have gone ahead and just used the speed up, so I'll do that for the next ones. It wasn't a lot of lat, but and what I'll do is I'll save this ship for one of those events where we got to use uh, ship XP to score, and I've got some easy ones to do. Okay, so I'm gonna go 10-day, just get rid of it. So boom. This is what happens. Like this would have back when I was level 60. There's no way I would be able. I think the most I've ever one of these ships was able to take up to tier 5 out of the box. But because I don't use the 5 star stuff anymore, as you can see, for some of these resources, I got millions of it. Let's see, like or we got 15 million of the. So this helps me get rid of a bunch of this stuff too. And like I said, I'll use a lot of that up there. It gets rid of some of that too, so that's a good deal. I tear it up, 19 days. Speed up, do the smart speed up and free. And I also have a jelly that I built using some of the excess of the ISO or whatever. Not ISO, but yeah, whatever. ISO. I guess isogen. I basically haven't been able to spend any of this stuff except for stuff like this since about Op 64. So that's why I got so much of this on hand, because you get G5 stuff and almost all the stuff that either packs that I've bought or in events, so it stacks up for me. Now where it would really cost is over here, if I sit there and use lat to level it up. I'm not going to level it up because I'm not even fly this. This is all for when uh, if they ever come across with G5 scrapping, then this will be one of the first to go. All right, I take that back. I'll do some of my interceptors. Will be the first ones to go because I need those parts worse. But this one will definitely use to this one will be definitely used to help upgrade the 70 ROM battleship when the time comes when I can scrap it. And this is basically the only reason I'm building that, and for this event up here, you can see I'm scoring big. I just went into first place because it's for this. This is what's scoring. This scores almost as good as the G6. And what I'm gonna do is I think I gotta. As soon as I get the jelly, I don't think I'm just gonna go ahead and uh, scrap it right away. I'm not gonna try to upgrade, level it up. I don't care. It's using resources I really couldn't do anything with, so it's not like I'm out anything. All right. So look, I'm at tier 10 already, and I'm not even close to getting low on any of this stuff. Most of it is these efficiencies, the ones that some of the content creators complained about. They were game changers as far as upgrading ships. And I think they've added so many other ones. I don't know how powerful those are anymore if they stack with the new stuff that goes in it. But when they came out, they were game changers. Because I would hate to see what my upgrade cost would be for my G6 ships if I didn't have them. And we're done with this one after this one. Done. Okay, let's put it back. Swap ships. I've got to. Let's see. I don't think I made it yet. Let's go ahead and go to the shipyard. Let's go explore. There. Whoops, I passed it. This is the second scrap to make it. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and use the speed up to speed it to finish it. See, the bad thing is I don't have any station upgrades I can do to score in the event because none of the gimmick ships use real mats. Even then, I've got those all finished. Okay, so let's go get that jelly. Um, let's find it. There it is, way back here. See, right now it's all common. It's not going to score anything. I think you have to get it up a few tiers before you start seeing the start using real mats. Because if you guys don't know that these commons don't count, even the G6 uncommons, which I think is kind of crap. Because there are a bunch of those G6 researches. You have to take it up to tier 3 or tier 4 before you even see regular mats. And so you can see it doesn't use very much with all those efficiencies I've got. So these are drops in the bucket. This is just kind of. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to wait until tomorrow, and I'll do some research if I got the mats to do it. Okay, so we're gonna. And then I'm not gonna mess with anything else in this. All right, let's go ahead and I'm gonna immediately, as soon as we get done with this, I'm gonna immediately put it on the scrapper, even though I haven't leveled it up at all, because basically I'm getting rid of materials and stuff I can't use in the game. Otherwise, I would spend the time and tear it up and get the most out of it possible. That's the way you want to do it. But I'm exchanging stuff I don't need for uh, stuff I don't need. Because I think it'll give me G4 parts or G5 parts. No, it'll give me G4 parts, I believe. Or we'll see here in a minute. Maybe it does give you G5. It's been so long since I've built and scrapped one of these. But I knew I was going to have a hard time. I knew I was going to have a hard time scoring in the event. So I knew I better have something up my sleeve. Yeah, and the two things I had up my sleeve are these two ships. This one's not going to score very high, but it's going to score something. And we'll immediately, as soon as we get done this at tier 12, I'm going to stick it on the scrapper. And we're done. Or I'll tell you, take it back. I think I got another jelly. I did this like 2 months ago that's still in the hangar. I'll go ahead and scrap that one and put this one in there in its place. Okay. Or I might have already got rid of it already. I don't know. We'll see. I can't remember if I scrapped it or not. I mean, Quasi's a good officer. If you got a chance on your leaderboard, the leaderboard events on your uh, server or your cross server alliance event, um, if you got a chance to score high into it, I wouldn't hold back, because especially if you don't have him or he's very low tiered, 100 shards will definitely help you out. But the loot that you get for the officer exchange thing, that's I think is very as valuable as Quasi is, because they're very generous than their norm on stuff like that for this event. They did it like last art. They did the exact same event, and I won that one because I wanted Quasi, but I wanted the officer shards more. And I didn't do anything that I wasn't going to do anyway. That was the key. We may go. I might tomorrow look to see if there's any of these ships that I'm close to unlocking, and then use some of my faction credits to do it. But the ones I do are G6 ones, and I don't want to make another G6 fish. I mean, D, a G6 ship because it'll compete with the ones I've already got, trying to tier up. So that wouldn't be very smart. So I got to look at G5 and G4 to see what's probably G5. See what I got there. If there's any that's close to being done, I'm not going to uh, spend any latinum trying to buy some faction credits that way. It's just not worth that. But if there's a possibility I can use, I mean, because I'm starting to just get really, especially Federation, I'm starting to get really high on those faction credits because I haven't made a Federation ship in a while. Okay, I'm in second place again. Somebody just spent big. We'll look here in a minute and see what's going on. Okay, we're done with this, so let's put our ship back in there. We'll scrap one of these. We'll see which one. Okay, let's go into the store. I mean the station. Go to the scrapper. Okay, let's. Okay, yeah, I didn't do that one either. Okay, so let's get rid of that one. Okay. But yeah, I wish I could get rid of some of these. I will scrap one of my extra Klingon ships. I will scrap them, but I'll keep my whole fleet. Um, I'll scrap both of these Corvuses. Ask for help. The thing is, they don't let you speed these up. I wish that they did. What's going on? Hopefully, I can buy a tribute with zero. Yeah, you can. You can get the tribute easily by faction credits, man. I haven't bought a ship. I haven't bought a ship. Bought blueprints for a ship since I needed. I think I needed 20 pylon blueprints when we were going to war. I I did spend the $100 so I could get it because I didn't have the faction credits. This was back then. I was spending the faction credits as soon as I got it, and that's really the last time I've ever spent any money on the faction ships. Um, and right now, like a lot of these G6 ones, they don't even have the prints in the store. You have to get them through faction credits anyway. But I've always done that. I mean, because the thing is, when back in the day before I like right now I'm at 70. There's no place for me to go. There's no another level to work for. Um, I was always reputation, is especially my Klingon. I was always at least 3 ops head of it. So by the time I got by the time I got to 70, I had a blueprints for a Kretschna and a half, and I had lacked like 100 blueprints for my Enterprise E, and I didn't even plan to build the Klingon battleship, but I had the faction credits, and um, I thought it looked thought it looked badass. But see, like this is the last one I spent when I was because I bought a few that to finish that out so I could build that ship. We just saw because I had like I think I had 450 or something like that, and I used the last 200 with faction credits. And like right now, I've got 1.3 million in uh, Federation, so I may look down here and see if there's any of these 5G ships that are close. Let's look. Enterprise, no, not even real close. I just made one of those about 2 months ago. Kozer, no. No, I'm not really close to any of those, but I think I got enough. I think I got enough faction credits to make this one if I wanted to. Okay, let's see. Let's see where we're at in the event. Okay, so let's see where we're at as far as. Okay, he's barely ahead of me. He wants to win it, so that's what happened there. So, well, he's better be able to handle what my research tomorrow. If I got the ore to do it, I might not. He might be lucky there. Okay, so let's go up here and get the ore. And we still got this. You know what? Let's go ahead and grind this. Let's grind this crap out here. And it doesn't really matter which hostile I hit. So let's let's go up here and get the augments. So let's put our augment crew in here. And we'll send it up there. We need to do 100 and basically 150 something. I don't know. We'll have to. Okay, let's see how many we need. No, it's not there. I need to go to this battle path. I mean, the treasury. Um, so I need 157. That'll be easy. No, it won't be easy to do, but doable. Okay, so let's go. I'm trying to think what I was going to do. Okay, I need to let's put the effect on. Make sure I got it on. Yep, it's on. Let's go into. And I'll send out my miner later and closer to reset. I'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Okay, well, okay, we need to go to augment space. We're going the wrong way. There we go. We're going to go up to the 68 system. Man, I'll be glad when I unlock that other super highway, so it won't take as long to get there. Let's put that ship on there. I've made a few pulls. I might be able to upgrade it. I haven't checked it in a couple of days. Yeah, I mean, this thing's not going to be useful for very much. Okay, I got the last upgrade here. Okay, let's go. Let's go into the faction store. I might have unlocked some pulls in there from doing that, leveling it up. Okay, let's go into the. I gotta watch for my ship to get into the space though. I don't want it to die. No, my upgrade went away. Maybe it used crystal too. Okay. No, it just needs ore. How about that? That one needs ore. That one needs crystal. What we can do, as soon as I get this thing settled, I'll put a makeshift crew in the Reliant and let sit it out there to die. Help speed it up. No, you have to have the reputation, man, to be able to unlock the ships. It don't matter how much money you got. You got to have reputation. And that's the reason why they started selling rep, for the guys that don't want to grind it out or they're too lazy to do it. There, there we are. There's some battleships. Let's go ahead and unlock it. Stop it. Yeah, that's the closest I ever. That was the closest I ever came to quitting the game was when they started selling reputation in the store because it made me angry because I sat there and worked and did the work and some a-hole credit card cowboy can go out there and not do anything but spend his money. The guy that's like the admiral of this alliance is the only thing that talked me down because he might have not have done me a favor. I'd probably have several more $1,000s in the bank if I hadn't listened to him and quit. Because at that point I was like level 44 or something like that. I wasn't level 50, 46 because I didn't have the next ship yet. Yeah, because what it did is it allowed the biggest a-holes on our server a way to go there and buy the ships because none of them they were all too lazy to go out and grind the reputation. So we had guys on our server before they started selling reputation that were ops 46 and 47 and still rocking the epic and the jellyfish. Because if they hadn't sold the reputation, they would have never grinded those milestones. And like I said, the guy that one time was the most powerful guy on the server. Um, he basically went to Op 70 in the first couple of months of going to G G6. I mean, he spent six figures probably easily. Uh, when they opened that rep the first time, there was a mistake, and what the in the store at the time you could buy two of those packs, and only two of the packs. So I think you could either buy the same faction or on each, or you could buy like Federation, or no, I think you could buy two for each. So what they did in the store for the first hour, 45 minutes or whatever, there was a screw up. And what it did, instead of giving the pack at your ops level, because it was scaled on ops level, it put all the packs in there. So a guy like that could go, because they didn't have an ops 70. So even though he was an ops 60, he was an ops 40 something. He went in there and two two Op 60 packs for Federation and Klingon, and then he bought 259s, 258s, and then they dropped it out of the store after that. And so he was able to go. So in one day he bought, and he had to pay for the blueprints because he didn't have a way to get them through. He might have used some latinum inside the store, but I don't know if he knew how to do that yet. And so he buys Katinga. I guess a Kolinar is it that right? The one on that he bought a Kolinar. He bought the Ops 46 battleship for Federation. So he had no 40 ships, and now he's got three in one day because of that screw up. Like I said, I almost quit the game because it pissed me off so bad. I mean, it pissed me off they sold it, period. But the fact that a guy could do that uh, and not do any work for the ship at all just pissed me off really bad. And every time they'll find another way to, because right now, if I wanted to go in there and buy it, well, wrong tab. I mean, I couldn't because I'm op 70. It may or may not be any packs in the store for me anymore because I'm got my reputation maxed out. But we'll see. Let's go faction. Let's see where they at. Okay, so you can get 18 billion, which that for the milestone for 68 and 70. That's not. You'd have to buy. Gosh, you'd have to spend so much money to get it for free. I mean that's the big thing. You'd have to spend thousands of dollars to get rep. But the problem is, you guys, there's some of you lower level, you're spending the same $100 for that pack, and you're getting considerably less reputation. To me, that's not fair. I think they should have made it to where uh, those packs are all like universal sized. So if you wanted to really do like those dudes did, you'd really have to spend some money. And I think some of them would have done it, quite honestly. My I read some of the stuff that goes on in that private Discord in the I think it's 66 to 70 page, and some of the stuff that those dudes spend their money on, it kind of blows me away. I mean, I had to really some of the stuff in here that I have to see a real help for my thing. Yeah, I would love to have like a grand right now that I could go here and pick this ship to tier 16, but it would cost me $1,000 to do it or close to it, or at least 600. I would love to have $600 I could just blow on the game. I mean, I've done it before when I worked some overtime. I won't lie to you on that, but that's about the extent to it. I think the most I've ever spent in one weekend was about $600. I don't do, and that's a rarity. Most of the time, it's around like this week. Like I said, I'm gonna spend $100 when I get this treasury finished. Usually, it's about $200-300 at the most. And if there's like an officer I'm really not that keen on, I'll just do my what I'm gonna do for the week. Where it falls. Sometimes it does do okay because of what it costs for my upgrades to upgrade. Like now, I'm in second place and I haven't spent any money at all. I mean, well, now they got the mirror space in there. I mean, it's really stupid to buy the reputation because it's really easy to go into mirror space and basically work on all three. I mean, hell, I took my Klingon halfway to, I went past the 68 mark, all regular grinding, and then I was in the middle of the from the second to the last tier to the lockout when uh, I started going and I finished it out in mirror space. But I did Romulan all the way from 1 billion to 500 billion in mirror space. And I did Federation from the 60 lockout to 500 billion in that one. I never thought I would ever have the Romulan past that billion lockout. I guess that's for Ops 50 or whatever. I never thought I'd have it past that because my dailies were just so high that any kind of gain I made in Romulan, it would get killed. So it so basically what I had to do is do no dailies for except the ones or redeem any of the dailies except for the Federation when I was doing Federation and Romulan when I was doing Romulan because otherwise I would go backwards in reputation. But that's one of the few things that Mr. Tigers ever gave us that was worthwhile was those mirror transport systems for reputation. I know people talk about parts, and it's a really good source, especially in the 68 and the 70 system to uh, farm speed ups because they have like 15-hour speed up, and that's the only way you can get that. Is you can get them in regular faction space when you hit the hostiles, but they drop at an alarmingly lower rate. Like the most I've ever gotten is doing two runs up in mirror space. I've gotten as high as like 35 of them and as low as like 20. But some guy was saying, well, because I was telling those to the guys in my alliance who were struggling. I said, well, go into and grind for those Sigma speed ups, man. I said I'm a Ops 70 because of that. Because otherwise I'd be stuck at 66 or 67 now. And so he does it, and he goes, well, I only got 5. I said, well, how many runs did you make? He goes, 1. And I said, well, you got to make 2. I don't know why, but for some reason, if you do 2 of them, it unlocks them better. It makes no sense, but do 2 of those and then get back to me. So a couple of days later, he goes, yeah, man, I got like 22 of them. And I told him, well, uh, I've gotten as high as 35. And so you can put that in your head, 35 times 15 hours. So that really made some dents on some of these buildings stuff that I did, and I didn't have to spend this because of it, you know. But okay. But yeah, I'd be op 66, 67 now because the how incredibly expensive these speed ups are. We can look at these now. Look, if I wanted just to completely buy this, let's go. We'll just say that's 10 million, 10.5 million in lat, and another, let's say, uh, okay, so I have an 8 hour, and the 8 hour one is about 500,000. So I buy an then I've got to get 2 1 hour ones. So yeah, so it's really, I mean, that's the biggest chokehold, and it's a chokehold from the day you go to 61. That chokehold never goes away. Some of the other ones kind of do. You get ones that are bigger chokeholds, I guess, and that like early on match wasn't really a chokehold at all because of how much you earned during the events. But probably around 65ish, that's when I started not being able to do an upgrade because I didn't have enough mats or something. But like from 61 to 64, I don't think there was ever an upgrade I couldn't do because I didn't have enough mats to do it. It was always it was either Sigma uh, Para or Sigma Tri right here. Those were always the sticklers. And then finally, I guess about 68ish, um, the Para wasn't as a kick in the nuts. Because I don't remember not being able to do a upgrade because I didn't have enough Para still. But it was always either mats or yeah, mostly mats or parts for the ships. The parts become a big pain in the ass. I mean, it was like that in ops in 5 star too. So that's nothing new. But like when you're early 60s, that's like being an ops 22 again. And then by the time you get to where in round 68 or stuff, you're back with mostly the same issues that you had is a high 50 player uh, or high 50 player mats and para and whatever, you know. So you kind of get, it kind of circles back. You kind of revisit your where you were throughout the game, going back up. But I didn't have as hard time as the nightmares that I heard from guys that went up right away. Because I waited about probably almost. I think I tell in the video because that was more recent. Because I got a video on YouTube saying my guide to go into 61, but I waited several months before I went up. I mean, I could have went up probably the next. I wasn't at op 60s yet when they went up, but I was soon afterwards, probably like a couple weeks after they ascended to 6 star, and I didn't go up immediately because what happens, guys, is when you get up there, they give you a token like right away. You can go right up to 61, but you're not ready for it. You know, there's no way you're ready for it, and so you need to can't. You hear some of the content creators talk about camping. 60 is a place you want to camp because you're still in 5G. Um, and especially if you're going to get one of the epics, which I do highly recommend not skipping the epics like some people talk about doing. Uh, so you build your epic up, get it to at least like tier 8, I would say, and then you starts collecting this because you're going to need a bunch of it right off the jump. Because you, like I said, what you need to do, you need basically day one. Um, I went up. Let's see. Let me go back to my ship. So day one, I popped 61 here. So the things that you need to do to get to the shipyard is academy, R&D, and then your shipyard. My wife said the shipyard, you need to have that silky as soon as you can get. You need to have all the blueprints for at least one already before you go up. And so I had enough para. I had enough. I mean, I had enough latinum built saved up to where I could buy the resources I needed for the academy, for the R&D building, for the shipyard. But where I ran out of latinum when I was doing the speed ups for the deal, so I had to wait till the next day for it to where I could pull it out and start it. Um, I probably should have waited another week or two to go up and had that latinum where I could pull the silky off the first day. And but you need the silky right away because otherwise you're gonna have to spend latinum on everything because um, you can buy your common mats with I don't know if you guys know that already. You can buy your common mats. Um, well, I don't have anything I can show you, but you can buy your common mats with latinum. That's expensive as hell, but when you don't have any, because when you get up to 7, when you get up here to 61, you don't have any way to get it except through events. But that's going to take you weeks before you got the. So you need to be able to get that Selkie out and start mining either some of the Sigma stuff. Now you can still, if you got like a 58 mining ship, it will get into some of the ranges like that you can go up there and get and mine some parasteel, but it's very, 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 very slow and No, I mean, sorry, the match. You can't do the para. The para won't. You can only do with the sulky. The match, you can go up and grind. And if you're lucky, maybe you got some, some spillover from some of the events and got a little bit of Sigma stuff. I didn't. I've seen some sub 60 players with Sigma resources somehow, but uh, that is a possible. But that wasn't a possibility when I went up because I never knew of anybody that had Sigma resources that was um, not a 61 and a plus. I mean 60 above one and above, but I could probably find a few guys that are they're in their 50s. You're gonna see I mean, not a lot. They're not a lot to really do anything once they get up there, but it does cushion some of the costs once you get up. But that's really the only thing is that first 61 that first 61 level is a kick in the nuts. It is a but it wasn't the horror story that I was told. They were making out like the only place that you could mine was in hazard systems and do your dailies in hazard systems. Well, that's not true. That is not true at all. And there were some things I think that they were telling me to make me try to stay at 60 and not go up to 61. That's why I put the guide out for one, because there was a lot of there was a lot of misinformation that was going on at the time. I don't know if enough people have gone to in the 60s now that I don't think that some of those rumors and whatnot are still going around, but uh, there was a lot. What is a silky good mining? Everything. It does para. It does sig. It does any of the regular resources you see here, plus your and it crushes the lower ones, man. Let me go ahead. Let me put one on. I'm not even going to put a mining crew on here, but I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take it into. I'm going to take it into. Let's find my littlest one. Okay. I think this is one. It's only tier 2. Okay. I've got 5 of them. Okay, let's go in our territory. Let me put the mining stuff on here. Okay, we'll go into G5. We'll take it and I'll show you how fast it sucks these nodes down for the lower ones. And then I'm not going to use the Silky to mine because I can't get it high enough in the systems to keep away from the. Let's look for one's full. Here's one's full or close to it. Let's see if there's anyone bigger. No. Okay, watch how fast this thing sucks this thing down. 30 seconds, and I've got. That's tier 2, remember. Because there is a mining tool on there that as you tier it up, it makes it faster. Now I'll take it up into one of the places I'm used to mine when we weren't at war. The place where I mine every day, this one won't get there. Or even my best one. I have to use one of my 68 mining ships. So we're going to go into. Here we go. I think it'll get here. because of the superhighway. Okay, let's let it dump whatever it's got in there. Remember, this is a tier 2 one. Like I said, when you get a higher tier it goes up, the faster it mines. And if you got some forbidden technology to help it out, and officers to help it out as well, even faster. I've got PvP crew in it right now. So you're not getting any help from the officers. And then I could go next door. I don't think that one's a hazard. Yeah, I can go in there next door, get some para, dilithium. And I think here you go, here's some titanium. And I don't know that it'll let me go over here though, be honest with you. Because this superhighway kind of bypasses some of the uh, space. Because I know for sure if there was no superhighway there, this sulky wouldn't be able to go in this 70 space. Yeah, I've got enough 6-star miners. I can replace every one of my docks at one. And I've done that before when I've taken it all the way up as high as I could dock it. You might want to get help from your officer, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I've been using PvP officers instead of mining officers. So look, so this node is a 1.5 million, and my cargo hold doesn't hold that much. So to fill my cargo hold, it would take 10 hours to fill it up. So that's about where maybe like a Op 61 would have their Selkie. So to and the sad thing about it is, okay, good, I got this open. Okay, so we just established if I filled this thing all the way up, take me 10 hours. Okay, I don't even have enough to make a full pull by doing that. I do have enough to make uh, a pull in about 3/4 of the next one, and this is what I get for that hard work of 10 hours. Yeah. So mining is hardly worth it. Mining is pretty much drops in the bucket, but it's there to kind of just get you over, kind of enough to get you a little bit to get over the top. You're gonna earn all your mats and stuff from events, and when you get lucky enough to have this still in the battle pass where you can sit there and pick what you want. That's another thing that helped me advance to where I'm at right now is these choice packs where I can go in here and pick what I want or need. I don't really need the para, but I do the ore. Whether I decide to do that upgrade on the ship or I do some research tomorrow. And when I do my pulls for well, yeah, we need to go in there and look at the other ship real quick. But I'm gonna go ahead and do this, get rid of all these. But when that was a whole deal on our deal was we had a big group of schemers on my server, and the thing that they wanted to do is to make it illegal to hit um, ships in G6, and that came to play the first day I became 61, because the first thing I did was go and get my Talios and come up here and raid these guys that were totally full. And but Tally will work in or any of your ships will work on the mats, but they don't work on the Sigma. Like if I wanted to raid somebody with OPC in this system here, and I would have to have this Selkie or another G6 ship to be able to go up and get the loot. I would kill the ship, but I would get nothing out of it. And that's the same thing when raiding a base. Now you can use your amalgam or whatever to get the regular resources, but if you're going to get this these Sigma ones, you're going to have to clear out all the regular ones till they're all gone, and then you're going to have to come back with a Selkie or one of your 6-star warships, or this your 68 miner ship to come and get thieves. You know, that's what they were raiding somebody today, and they were talking about. Oh, what we'll do when we do when we get all the way down to it, we'll get small mining ships so we can all get a piece of the Sigma. And I kind of laughed. I said, well, that ain't gonna work. You gotta have a Selkie or a 68 ship to get that. Well, there's only like 3 million total. I go, yeah, somebody's gonna get a bunch the first pull, and then whoever's next is gonna get the scraps. That's just the way it is. And that's why I was saying the other day. I wish they would come out with an amalgam that skin that we could go up there and bypass the regular resources for it. I think they should come out with an amalgam skin where you can uh, come out with a series of amalgam skins, or skins for that you can buy for your other mining ships. The different faction ones. One that focuses on tritanium, one that focuses on dilithium, and then one that does for Sigma. They would sell a ton of those. Because it would be nice if you're raiding a guy and you needed this, and your buddy needed that. Your buddy would get all this, and you would get all that. That would be ideal. I mean, I proposed that a bunch of times in the chat with those guys, but I'll never get answered back on that one. No one's ever answered anything back. But if they want something to sell in the store, you sell focus skins on the still for rating, or like I guess technically they call it scavenger. You sell some scavenger skins that are for specific resources. Those sell. I know for me that I would definitely buy it. I got me some water this time. My voice is still kind of cracky. Which is better, Bomber to Bomber out? I don't ever. I mean, I've got him. He's like a also ran officer for me. He's not really important for me to have, but I do have him in just to fill. I think I had him in here. Let me go ahead and fix my ship. Okay, this is the one here. I think I got him in here just because he's has synergy with those other officers there, but he's never was a big player. I never went hard for him. I just got him through the game. They're better lower deck officers than him. I mean, he doesn't hurt because he does have lower deck abilities, but let's look at it real quick. I mean, like when these officers came out, Balmer was not one that I. These three here were the last ones I cared about. I cared about all the other ones though. Okay, let's see. Balmer effect adds. Yeah, he would work better. He probably would work better in a interceptor because of this part of it. He from on this ship he's just filler because you're talking about my number 5 ship. Mm. All right, let's go back and finish this out. How many more do we need? Okay, I need 90 more. That ought to give me enough to do one of those missions too. Yeah, I need to go get next time I go offline, I need to make that video for YouTube. I meant to record it the other night when I was doing the nightmare one. Like I said, it to me it's not really worth doing the nightmare one just because all the resources you have to spend to kill it versus just doing two of the I guess warlords or whatever the one right underneath it, because the rewards for it isn't that much greater. See, I got one of these, but my cargo hold's full, so it'd be dumb to take a chance of dying. I really want to get done with this so I can see what I got, what I get, because I'm gonna get a bunch of parts. We get a bunch of parts, will help the cause next week for the Kretschna. I'm gonna get a bunch of parts, and I'm gonna get. Where's the mats? So this is actually this is an explorer pack. And how you can tell that is it has more gas than it does ore. So this one's based on an explorer pack. You do get some repair. Where's regular? No regular speed ups. Dang it. I mean, this is almost. It's almost. I don't know. I don't know. If it might not for me. It might not be worth $100 this time because I'm not getting any kind of Sigma speed ups with that. I mean, I'm getting repairs, but I've got plenty of those. But I guess it might give me enough. Oh, I do have one for my enterprise, but now I didn't know. Okay, let's see. See, it's using ore though. How about this one? Does this one use ore? I should get enough parts to be able to do this one if I go ahead and do it. I think I'll do it. And then I have to decide, do I want to do my ROM ship or do I want to do the Enterprise E? Let's get both of these ships out of here almost. I didn't notice it showed me I had an upgrade for that just until just now. I guess it's after I made those pulls and got that ore. Okay, let's see. Let's put our ships back. There is a takeover up going on right now. I should go and crash. But I kind of want to get this done. Like I said, this is probably the longest I've ever taken to finish this battle pass. Now, there have been ones I haven't bought because either I didn't have the extra cash for it or I didn't think the value was what, or was not something I needed. Yeah, my little nephews, I was going to go see them today, then maybe stream tonight, but they're at my nephew's in-laws today. But I bet if they had a choice, they'd probably rather be with the uncle. I spoil those boys, but I love them so much. Well, especially the 3-year. The 3-year-old's getting fun right now. I told you I was letting him play the game last week, and I had to turn on the sound effects for him because he wanted to hear it. And I forgot I'd done that. I'm sitting in the middle of the Olive Garden, and I'm trying to grind some hostels while I'm waiting for my food, and uh, the thing goes off. I had to go. And people are looking at me. And I go, crap. So I quickly went over there and turned it off. Oh, I don't know. Has anybody heard what the next arc's going to be? What they're going to do next? I haven't been even reading on Discord or anything here lately. I have to be in the mood for it because there's so much BS and so many people just posting stupid memes on there, that you have to wade through so much garbage to find something that's worth reading. Hell, sometimes I think those dudes are like 14-year-old girls, with the stupid meme crap. There's sometimes there's some of them are funny, but some of them are just stupid. Oh crap. we'll talk about that other that store that this part of the that opened up here in a minute. We're gonna go in there and look, and I'll tell you what I the first time around, and I did finish one of the artifacts in that store. Not artifacts, forbidden technology, and it's a good way to get some stuff that they're selling in the store for free. And that's kind of what I would suggest if you're going to want to know what you should spend in there. That's what I would spend mine on. That's what I did, and then the rest of it I used to get con points for, you know. But because there really wasn't anything else in that store that would actually help me. But I did unlock. I'll show you the ones I did unlock. Some of them, one of them was the last time this event happened, like in the last arc, and one of them I haven't really done anything with. That godsend thing, I didn't. I don't even think. I don't know if I even have it on one of the ships yet. Where are we at postal wise? How many more? Okay, we got 55 more. I mean, there have been times where especially when I have a free one, I'll do this in one night. Come out here and do all 700 of them. I'll pick something I want to. Uh, Most of the time it was easy. Back in the day, it was all faction going up into the mirror space or in faction space and grinding reputation. But this is going to give me the biggest thing this thing's going to give me is these drops. I mean, the loot, I'm already maxed out on the loot on this ship. But like I said, I'm basically doing it for the treasury and the drops for the. So nobody's heard anything about what might be coming up. I guess it won't be this week 'cause we got all the incursion. We'll probably have the invasion that they go like they've been doing before recently. I would say like Tuesday or Wednesday we'll probably have invasions come and have to do that. I'm to the point right now. I don't think I'm going to engage with it until they do something about uh, the redemptions in that thing. Until they um, lower the cooldown, there's really no reason. I've got billions of that loot that I can't do anything with. And at this point, I got other ways to get DeMarco shards. And to be honest with you, I don't care if any of the other people on my server get the stuff on if we don't get it. And the way I didn't grind hard last time, and we almost didn't get it. If I don't grind at all, maybe we won't get it. They'll teach them something. Because basically, on our server, it was like 5 of us who did the heavy lifting for the whole server. They just lost one of those guys. Because I'm not going to do it anymore because it's not worth. The juice ain't worth the squeeze. Because I kept hoping that uh, that what's his name? I can't think of the guy that's took Echo's place. I can't think of his name now. Um, had said on DJ's show like it was like the first iteration of when people made that comment that we're earning more loot than we can spend with the cooldowns. And he said he was going to try to do something about it, and then it's never happened. I mean, as much loot that we earn from it, the cooldown should only be about 4 hours. But it would be great if we could get one for 8 at least. And like I said, I'm of the opinion if you have the loot, you should be able to spend it. There shouldn't be cooldowns on very much things on this game, but if you have loot and you want to spend it, if you want to spend it all at once, more power to you. If you don't want to kind of spread it out a little bit, you can do that too. I mean, like everything should be like Jockalm was in this thing, where if you want that officer bad enough, you can grind it out real fast. What does it work? This one work just text me. What's going on? It's not possible. We're looking for somebody to come in. Uh, I think I'm gonna start working a little bit overtime, but I'm not gonna do it this week. I'm gonna take the week off because I had the heart thing going a few days ago. I don't need to. I need to rest this week, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm actually was gonna go. I talked to you guys about going back fishing and going. I thought about Tuesday. There's a tournament going on. I was gonna take the cameras out and videotape me fishing in a local tournament that they have out Lake Fork, but uh, I don't think I'm going to do it this week. I'm going to do it, maybe try to do it next Tuesday night. Um, looks like a good little tournament. It's going to be like, it's not going to be anything big. You're not going to win a whole lot of money. It's more just, um, I think it's like a $70 team buy-in. So I can get but I'm trying to hook up, find one of my friends and see if he'll see if he can meet. I'll have everything ready. All he's got to do is jump in the boat and go. Because I'm off on Tuesdays. I mean, most of them are going to be coming from work or whatever, but I think they could make it there about 6 o'clock, and because especially one of my friends gets off like at 3, he could get there about 6, and we could go fishing. I'm hoping I can get him to do it. Have another friend that's retired, but he's got so much family obligations going on right now. I don't think he's going to be able to do it, even though he would be the first person I'd probably do it with. And I suppose I could do it by myself, but fishing by yourself is a dangerous proposition because something happens there, you got nobody to call for help. And you say, well, what can happen? Especially at a lake like Lake Fork, you can easily, especially if it's going to be like a twilight type tournament, you could easily hit a stump while you're trolling and fall out of the boat. It's happened to me once. And my sister jinxed me because my sister was always worried, oh, you're going out there fishing by yourself, you're gonna fall out, and she was all in that for a while. I don't know, and then she jinxed me. But I didn't have any health problems then. I had none. So now that I do have a heart condition, and it would not be the smartest thing in the world to go out there by myself. So I try not to. But I used to do it all the time back in the '90s and early 2000s when I was fishing hard. When I was doing the fishing fork blog, um, I mean, I used to go every weekend. Just literally when I got off work, I'd be packing for the next morning, and I would spend all weekend out there. And if I had extra money, I would actually stay in one of the little motels that they got out there. I mean, I love fishing, but the problem is, I said that that COVID really did a number on me, far as health goes. The disease itself, when I got it, didn't wasn't all that. But what it did to me was worse than conditions I already had, like my heart condition. And this last time I had it back almost like a year ago from next month, I had an upper respiratory infection that I would get better, but it would never go away. And until finally I got pneumonia twice, and those antibiotics had kind of knocked it out. So I'm going to the doctor on Monday to get an allergy shot because I can already kind of hear it in my chest right now. And so I don't get sick. But yeah, like the last two sinus infections that I had, it went like right into from sinus infection right into upper respiratory infection, nothing in between. And I don't have a sinus infection, but my allergies have been going crazy the last couple of days. And I'm not the only one. The guy that worked with me, he had to go. He had to go get him some over the counter stuff because his allergies was killing him. I tried to tell him to go ahead and go home, but he didn't want to. We got kind of the kind of job that we have is not one of those ones we can easily take off. Like it was, I wouldn't say it was a big deal that I took off for my heart deal, but they understood about it, so it was okay. But it did put the other people that was working on that shift in a bind because we don't have that. But we did have a guy that came in, like answered that little thing like that, and came in and worked my spot for me. But its new job has been pretty interesting. I like a lot about it, but that's like I said, the physicality of it early on was kicking my butt because I go from like walking from a control room to the lab to walking like 6 to 8 miles every night. Um, checking everything at the plant. So that first 2 weeks just literally kicked my butt. All right, we are almost there. We gotta be. Yeah, we got 8 more. 8 more. Yeah, I want to go to the movies, but there hadn't been anything I wanted to see in quite a while. I was talking to a guy at work last night about that. I said, "Yeah, man, I used to love going to the movies, but there hasn't been anything at the movies in a long time that I've wanted to actually go and see it there." I can't remember what was the last one I went and saw. Let's see what's showing at the movie theater right now here locally. I might do that tomorrow after I see my little nephews. Let's see if there's anything worth seeing. There's a Karate Kid. Okay, let's see what's showing at the actual. They're showing. I don't know if it's actually showing there or not. Let's see. That was just like a one with all this. Okay, nope. Nope. What is this? I never heard of this movie. Okay, no. I guess that John Wick spin-off movie, The Ballerina, might not be too bad. But I don't know that I want to go to the movies to see it though. And no, it looks like there's not anything at the movie theater worth going to look at. Karate Kid Legends. Oh yeah, I think that's the movie they were talking about. It was kind of a big deal that even though they had all this Cobra Kai stuff going on there, that they didn't really was only I think the only person that was it's in that series is going to be Ralph Macchio. Okay, our treasury's full, so let's send it back. We should have got some good loot there. Let's see what we got. Okay. I know we were close to getting, we might have got it from the last one I pulled. Let's go ahead and return. We'll go in here. Sometimes for it to come in the store, you have to clear localization. Let's see if it's going to be limited time most of the time. There. Where is it at? Okay, let's clear localization. Yeah, for some reason, sometimes you got to clear localization for it to show up. You can also, I guess you can also use that tab to get there too, but I'm going to go find it in the store. If we don't see it there, then we'll use the tab. So featured, I doubt it's going to be in here. Usually it's limited time. Sometimes they bury it. Okay, limited time. Okay, let's see what's going on here. It's taking me to the store, and there's no key that I saw. Maybe I missed it the first time. That's a kick in the nuts. Okay, there it is right there, but something's wrong with it. Okay, let's go. Let's go ahead and clear the localization one more time, and then I'll have to report it to on Discord. Or I might have to go on another device and try to do it. I want to do it on this one though, so I can do it online. Oh, come on, man. Yeah, it's not even showing my treasury now. And that's broke. Let's see what it's doing in here. Now it's in the store where I can get it, but it's not showing the. One more time, we'll try clearing the localization once more. Still no treasury. I'm gonna move through some windows and maybe it'll pop back up when I come back. Because clearing the localization didn't work. Yeah, I'm far off from getting a freebie. I didn't think I would have it, but. Alright, let's go through the faction store, see if we can redeem something. And if we can redeem something, sometimes that'll clear some it doesn't make sense, but it works sometimes. Here's my Reliance stuff right there. Let's see what else is in here. Exchange. We'll go ahead and do that. Already mega. 20 hours on these boxes. Okay. What's in the X-Borg? We'll make that claim. Now that should be enough to. Yeah, no. Well, let's take the screenshot. Well, it won't do me any good. I was gonna say I'll go on the store. Well, I can redeem it, get it out of there now, but problem is like the treasury's gone. All right, guys, I think I'm gonna end the stream right now and see if I can restart the game cold. See if I can get this thing done. I don't know if I'm gonna come back on tonight or not. If I got some stuff I need to do around the apartment. Once I get done with that, if think I still want to play, I'll come back. All right, until next time.